Open your mouth. Spread your legs. Clear. Let's go.
What up, what up? You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. Today we got Qwell in the building from Brooklyn. This episode was totally different. This brother never been to prison. He became involved in the law enforcement at the age of 22, regardless of where he came from in regards to his background in Brooklyn, and he accomplished to become a CO, police officer, in the feds, MDC Brooklyn. He also volunteered a 60-day program on TV, which has to do with brothers that volunteered to do 60 days in jail to see how they manage. With all that being said, let's get right to it, man. You already know your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the Yard. What up, what up? You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. And today we got Qwell in the building from Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
This episode is definitely different. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it inspired and motivate all the youth out there, the young brothers out there that come from our environment, our neighborhoods, and decide to do the right thing and not go to jail. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, man, nice having you, my brother.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up, bro? How you been, brother?
I'm good. You
Nice
know
having you, man.
Nah, it's been a long time coming. A lot of people like, yo, you gotta do an interview with Pete.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I feel like it's probably definitely a legendary one.
Yeah, no question. I'm happy to have it. Happy to have you.
Yeah, I
you gotta,
appreciate
your story is different.
Yes.
Than what I usually, come up here. I usually come up here, and guys that that are my guests, they come up here. They, done time in jail. A lot of time in jail. Been through all kind of other shit. And this episode is totally different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about a young man that came from all that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's from Brooklyn, where
I'm from the style, Bed-Stuy.
Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn, where it's not, there's no luxury shit over there. So, the slums and the hood and all that, and he was able to, manage to not go to jail. Well, he got into little jail, little early stages, right?
I did 3 days in the booking.
There you go, 3 days in the booking. There you go. Here you go. He did 3 days in the booking. At what age?
Shoot, I think it was like right after my 21st birthday when it got real. And
yeah.
I was like, oh, nah, this is real.
Yeah, you see? So and let's just get right into it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, your upbringing, your background, and when that moment came that you got in trouble, and a little bit about your background as regards to your parents. You was raised as both parents, siblings. And
yeah, so my background is a little interesting. Like, I know a lot of people come in here with, their little stories and stuff, but my story is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. I grew up with my moms and pops. Moms and pops well known in the streets. Everybody know them around the style. Everybody knew my pops. Everybody know my moms. Everybody know my uncles. My uncles used to throw like one of the biggest block parties in the style. Everybody used to come in front of grandma's house rapping. So I grew up, in that, area, just with my mom's, pops, uncles, a village. I had a village. I ain't gonna lie. I had that village of people that took care of me. You know what I'm saying? I always was dressed nice. Family kept me in check. And then, after that, you go to school. You live your life. You come outside, go play with your friends, fights in front of grandma's house. The regular stuff everybody else go through. Ain't nothing too much. Only thing about me is that, so I'm gonna just talk on some stuff.
So you had your moms and your dad. How many siblings you have?
I got one. I got a little brother named Buka.
Okay, little brother.
That's my my heart.
Like you should. That's your brother. It's a sibling.
Mm-hmm.
So, up being raised in the style. I mean, how complicated was it? Was it at an early age? Did you know what you wanted to become? What was the motivation that kept you from? I mean, you did got in trouble. You did, like you said, you mentioned, you went to the bullpens for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days, that's the way it used to be. You go to the bullpens for a couple of days until you see the judge, correct?
Yep.
So tell us about that experience, and what was the at that point, what triggered that told yourself this is not what you want, this is not, like what happened?
Shoot, when that situation happened, it was just like and going through the bookings, and you sit next to bums, and everybody crammed up in that area like that. And when I went through that situation, I was like, oh, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a reality check. Some people would be like, nah, I could do this again. Nah, for me, I like to be fly. I like to be clean. I don't want nobody dirty next to me. That's just my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I was a clean cut dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I had to get busy, I'd get busy, because I was raised, don't be no sucker.
Right.
That's how it was. My uncle, I told you about, my Uncle Eddie, he was, he's a jail guy. That was him. He the one who told me how to put a razor blade in my mouth if I needed to hide it. Yeah, go outside, sharpen a toothbrush. If if you ever go to jail, this is what you do. You go outside, get your toothbrush, bang it out, and you handle business if you have to. People come to grandma's house want to fight. He the one, go back outside and fight. That's just how I was raised. But I saw my uncles and my pops. They always had nice cars. They always was, fly. So I wanted to be like my pops and my uncles, And that, everybody that they hung out with always was nice and fly. So I wanted to be like that group, And everybody I knew, they work every day.
The pops work?
My pops work every day. I see him work, That was just his thing. Got up every morning, went to work.
So that was that also, it also helps to see your dad. You with your moms, your dad, they working. You know what I mean? Like, you're not coming back from a fucked up background where nobody's really doing anything. You know what I'm saying?
I got a chance to see it all. Because like I said, my uncle was kind of like a little bit of the
So
black
what
sheep.
was the reason you went to in the bullpen for 3 days?
I had a fight. I had a fight with a dude. He mixed up the story. Said I did something extra.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't that.
Nah, it was. You know how I go. They charge you with whatever the person say it is, and of course, if they don't come to court, you still get stuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just one of those type situations, and and you just be like, yo, it was dumb too. You know what I'm saying? On my behalf, it was. And that's your reality check. You got to grow up and know when you do something dumb. And it was an L, and I don't say it was just a lesson for me. You know what I'm saying? Learning a lesson for me, like, and that's when I just decided, like, yo, I'm putting all that extra street stuff, tough guy shit ain't. I don't want to do it, because I just almost threw my life away for nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
At what age this you decided that?
Shoot, 21.
21 years old.
21 years old, and I got checked by my uncles. When that situation happened, nephew, straighten up. Nephew, like, you know what this come with. You know what I'm saying? And when I did it, it was on some, you know what this come with. If you want to do it, that's what it is. Cause I was all sad. Like, nah, if you want to be Mr. Big and Bad, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you Mr. Big and Bad, this is what it come with. You know what I'm saying?
These are the repercussions.
There's the repercussions. So now you got to deal with it. Get your lawyer money. Get your money up. Now that's where it come into play at. Grown man business. You want to be out here, it's grown man business. Because everybody, I ain't got no lawyer money. I ain't got no bail money. Well, when you want to be in the streets, you got to have money. The streets come with money. If you ain't got no money, don't commit crime.
Okay, that's right. So at that point, going through the bullpen for 3 days, you said, you know what, this ain't for me.
Yeah, it ain't for me.
And obviously you came home, and what you decided to do, like, what was next?
After that, I was working. So when I did, get arrested or whatever, I was working for the Board of Ed. I was a janitor.
Okay.
At 18, fresh out of high school. Always had a job. I always kept a job. McDonald's, as soon as I turned 16, because I saw that in my family. Work.
Yeah.
If you work, you're going to get what you need to get.
You're going to get you be able to buy your own shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't got to worry about nobody nothing. You buy your own
nobody.
stuff. You're working hard for your stuff. That's
Yeah,
right. Like it should be.
Like my pops every 2 years, from when I was a baby, my pops every 2 years got a new car. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never had nothing older than 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, so I saw that. My uncle, he worked MTA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got everything. His
right.
crib in Brooklyn worth about $3 million right now.
Focus. Good
Oh, for
career.
working.
Good career. Good pension. You know what I mean? All that.
Yeah, and that we just get tricked. We all get tricked. I got tricked because like I was that 13 when you becoming that think you becoming that man, you get tricked into the lifestyle of fast money. You know, everybody get caught up in it. That fast money lifestyle is a trick because as fast as the money is coming in, as fast as it could stop.
As fast as you can go to jail too.
Go to jail, right? And
You know what I'm
and there's savages out here. You know what I mean? So you gotta know what you want to do when you get into the money too.
I agree with you.
And that's how everybody start to elevate to different things and get really caught up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you ain't no get money, be quiet, chill. No, I don't work like that.
That's right. So now you 21 years old, and you decided, let me get myself together, and and that's when you decided to become a correctional officer.
Yeah, I took the test. You take all the tests. So you take FDNY, you take SIN. You just wind up taking all your school safety. I'm just like, I want to get a city job, like, cause that's where you lock in at. And when I used to be outside when I was young, you always hear certain dudes that older dudes. I always hung out with older dudes, so a lot of them be like, yo, if I could start all over, I would. If I could go and take a city test, I would. So I'm hearing everybody say this. I'm like, man, maybe I should just do it. If they telling me that this lifestyle ain't worth it, and I'm seeing them with money and cars and hanging out with all the rappers.
You picking up on it. You smart.
Yeah, so
you like, what? You got this old head telling me if he had an opportunity, he would go that way. I mean, that's it right there.
Cause real. I mean, if you a real one, and you're gonna come with a lot of sleepless nights when you're in that street life, and you gotta worry about. You gotta worry about the cops. And you gotta worry about the snakes in the grass.
You gotta worry about everything.
Everything, and that's stressful. And that's why when I got nabbed, when the older dudes used to tell me, like, yo, bro, I'm telling you, just get a job to work, or just go to work. You good? Like, your head is on your shoulders. You're not none of these dirty dudes. Like, that's how people used to look at me. People knew my pops in the streets too. So when I was outside doing things, they like, yo, bro, you be like your pops, man. I'm telling you. And everybody respected my pops. And I never really knew why, but everybody loved my pops. You know what I'm saying? Loved him to death. Like, I couldn't go nowhere and there's nobody be like, oh, your pops. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he knew everybody.
Yeah, that's a good feeling because your pop representing good shit. He works, you know what I'm saying? Never got himself, even if he did got himself in trouble back in the days and all that, he still was a good role model for you in regards to working and letting you know that that's the only way to do it is by working. Not by going out there stealing and robbing or selling drugs and shit that's gonna take you away from your loved ones and your family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the thing. My pops was just like that. He ain't care.
It's a blessing, man. That's good. That was real cool that you had that support. You know what I'm saying? You had it and when you decided to become a correctional officer at 21, that you took the
I just started taking the test and just like, hey, I want I started correctional officer, police thing. I wound up working in the feds first. They actually got back to me first. That's the first place. I was like 22 when I first started out doing like law enforcement and stuff like that. I went to go be a CO in the feds at MDC.
Okay.
Yeah. So and with the stuff I got into, because when you outside in the streets, cops take your name down. So the lady, she was black and she was like, I'm gonna give you a chance. She's like, I'm gonna vouch for you. You seem like you, because if you know me, I got a good background. I used to be in the Brooklyn Steppers marching band as well too.
What is that?
It's used to marching band, like music, because I'm a big music guy. I like music, like that's my thing. I'm into music, like that's why you see me like few rap videos back in the days.
Okay.
I was big on music and stuff like that. So I was in Brooklyn Steppers marching band. This guy named Tyrone Brown.
All right.
And he used to take trouble kids from the hood, put them in the marching band, and there used to be dudes with ankle monitors marching in the marching band. We was going city to city, traveling. I was on the Brooklyn Nets and Knicks drumline.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm getting free tickets. I'm traveling. I'm meeting Jay-Z. I'm meeting Vince Carter. That's how I grew up. So, as far as the bad stuff that they look at, when I'm applying for these jobs, I got a lot of good stuff that's behind me too. You know what I'm saying?
They looked at that. So
she looked at that.
So they gave it to you. They gave you a shot.
She gave me a chance. And when I got that chance, I said, I'm not fucking this up for nobody. Like because people got an image of you. You know, when you look like this, people
Yeah.
got an image already. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he bad guy. Oh, he look like that. He gonna do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I'm not gonna mess this up, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna show other black brothers or other
That's
dudes
right.
from the community. Just look, it's
That
okay
you
to
can
work
do
9
it.
to 5.
That's right.
Look at me. It's okay to work it. I still got
So your first job was MCC.
and MDC. Yep.
For those that don't know, that's the federal detention in Manhattan.
No, the MDC, the one in
Oh,
Brooklyn.
you was in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
MDC.
MDC. Yep.
Okay, the one at MDC. They got two of them. One at MDC and the
And
one
one in
they got
Manhattan.
one in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
So you worked in Brooklyn.
Worked in Brooklyn,
And you from Brooklyn.
and I'm from Brooklyn.
So did you, when you first got the job, did you see people that you know?
That was off the bat. As soon as you walk through the door.
Wow.
And the thing is, you looking at dudes that watched you grow up in the hood.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They watch you grow up. Yo, dudes like, yo, ain't you such and such son? Ain't you such and such nephew? Like, yeah, that's it. Oh, word. And then from there, because at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to do law enforcement, because you like, damn, my family, my friends, what I'm gonna do? Like, anybody gonna mess
You
with
had that
me?
little, you had that little, little pressure.
Yeah, you know.
How they gonna look at you, think of you, and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So, but when I walked in there, they was like, yo, I'm proud of you. They was like, oh, shoot, nephew, yo, that's what's up. Yo, dap me up. Like, it's like, yo, that's what's up. Like, I'm proud of you. Like, don't mess this up for when. And I saw one of my pop's friends in there. He just was like, yo, let me tell you something. They gonna see that you from around the way. They gonna see how you move. They gonna know. Don't do nothing for nobody in here.
Yeah.
Don't do it. He said, you know how the street stuff go. He's like,
No, that's worse. It's worse when you even do it for somebody that's already in jail. You're gonna be finding yourself in there with them.
it's just dumb.
It just don't make no sense, and you be fucking up everything you work for.
Mm-hmm. And then
So respectfully, you can't do it.
can't do it. And then the feds, you sitting around people you know got money. You
Yeah,
know they
yeah,
got
a
it. You
lot
know
of
they
money.
good for it.
Yeah, they good
you
for
know
it.
what I'm saying? You know they good for it. So you just had to sit there and, that was the first thing like he told, like, don't do nothing for nobody in here.
How long? So how long you was a CEO in the Fed?
For like a year.
Okay, you was
For
a
like a
CEO.
year.
In that year, what was the things that you could think of that you can remember? You know what I'm saying? That you like, it's like whether something like whether it's horrible or something you was like, damn, the Feds is like anything you could think of.
Shoot, I can't even. The feds was chill. The feds was real chill. They actually the inmates in the feds taught me how to be a CO. Like, because they knew me, so they was like, yo, look, this what you do. Don't do nothing for nobody in here.
They putting you up on game.
They put I got mentored by the inmate, because you go through a little academy, it's like do it by the book. The inmates are just like, yo, listen.
Don't put your job in jeopardy.
Don't put your
That's
job.
because they knew you from the hood, or and they know your parents, your pops, or son, and they're like, man, just stay focused, stay grounded.
They like,
and that's real because a lot of you got a lot of real good brothers in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Just bad choices.
Listen, I tell you, I learned more from dudes in jail than probably learned in school. Because these dudes is talented. And I'm like, bro, why you just don't use this to, like, you can start a business.
Yeah, you can be focused. Yeah.
And that's how my uncle was, too. He was the black sheep. Like, I watched him tear my whole grandma's kitchen, redo it, remodel the whole thing. And,
wow.
But he, wasted his life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that was my favorite. Like, that was between my Uncle Bugsy and my Uncle Eddie, those are my two uncles that really, checked me and kept me like, don't do the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it kept you focused.
Because you don't want to listen
They
to your
kept
parents.
you grounded.
Yeah, nobody listen to their parents. Your parents.
Yeah, of course.
Your parents is your parents. But when my uncles talked to me, it was just more like, yo, nephew, chill. Yo, look, I feel you. I know Pops might be tripping, but he trying to just tell you, like, you don't want to really do this lifestyle.
Yeah, you don't
for
want
real.
to do that. Like,
He ain't risk everything for you to mess up.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
So you was on MDC for a year.
Mm-hmm.
They had the women's there too.
Oh, yeah, they had the woman there,
How
too.
was that? That must have been like,
Man,
really,
that's the only. I ain't worked with women in the Rockers, but there I did, and man, you get tricked up. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to get tricked up if you're not a strong-minded person and know how to deal with people trying to manipulate you. Because like you always say about female CEOs getting caught up with dudes, it's the same thing with the females too. The females
get caught with the CEO.
Yeah, because they could trick you too. Because because we talking about feds.
They're looking for a way out.
Yeah, so if you don't got your mind right, like
That's I always tell everybody, the feds is the difference between the state and the feds is like a mental mental lockup, mental like it's all mental, and the state is more physical. You know what I'm saying?
And everybody trying to get home.
Yeah.
And everybody in the feds trying to get home because
Yeah,
they ain't no bullshit case.
Nah, there's no bullshit case. Everybody getting serious numbers. You know what I'm saying? And you already know it's no joke.
Yeah,
once you're in the feds, we talking about guidelines and all kind of other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like the females, you know they ain't no bum females because the plug, this is wife, this is shorty. That was they used to get in the shower with the shirts and wet the shirts and come out. You got it like, yo, shorty, yo, come on, what you doing? You know, because they try and trick you into.
Of course,
you know, you doing your count.
You're a man, so you know they try to push you to see if you could go full for it.
So if you a dude that ain't really getting nothing outside or like used to getting girls, that right there going to trick you, especially when you see a girl that's from around the way. You know her, and you like, oh, now she trying to talk to me. Now, me, I'm like, come on, shorty, get out here. You ain't pay me no mind, don't pay me no mind now. Yep. So, I'm going to pay you no mind. You feel me?
Facts.
So, you just got to be strong-minded. And even while you in there, because you're going to run into dudes that's just going to be like, yo, look, if you bring me a pack of cigarettes, it's $800. Shoot, it's only, for a carton, it's only $70. You talking about $800 for a pack? So, if you get tricked and you ain't got no money, and like me, I knew how to I'm not doing nothing.
You was just not gonna jeopardize your job.
Yeah, because first of all, I don't know these dudes. That's one, and then the dudes that knew me from around the way, they never asked me. So some random dude that I don't know, like, why would I? Hell no, you crazy?
Oh man, are you fucking nuts?
Are you crazy? And sometimes like dudes be like, oh, I find your family. Hey, bro, you find my family, I'll give you the address.
Yeah.
I'll give you the address. We ain't gonna play that game.
Yeah.
So
like it's not too easy to they right down the block. Don't worry about it.
And it was crazy because I got into a situation and the dude that from around the way, you watch me grow up. I'm a little dude from the hood.
Yeah.
He about it like, yo, what you want me to do? Someone talking to you crazy? I'm like, yeah. He like, all right, bam, got you. Like, nah, don't jeopardize yourself for me. It's like, it's cool. Like, I got it. I don't need you.
That's another thing, yeah. That's another thing. That's jail shit. Well, hold on. Let me check him and all that for you, man. Because, you know what I mean? You from the hood and all that. Like, you know what I mean? He trying you like that?
Yeah, so he like, nah, because if he was in the hood, he would have looked out for me, protected.
So that year, MDC was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was chill.
So what made you transfer? Like, what made you leave?
The island had more opportunities. Like, they got ESU. Like, the Rikers Island is like its own little island for real. Like, they got a fire department. They got sanitation. It's just a lot more opportunities to grow. And, it's good money over there, too. Like, shit. Right. How rappers say, I'm spending old money. I'm still spending CO money. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's a lot of money to make. You got to just put in the overtime and work for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You make a lot of money. You go to some of these captains and them higher ups and people with 5+ years on the job, go to their house.
So how was that transition from the feds to working in the state? Which is totally different. Like even going over the bridge,
I was good. I was like, all right, if I could, because you do the academy, little 6 months. I'm like, all right, I'll see you on the feds. I could do this. This is nothing. All right, cool. Go over the bridge. I'm like, all right, cool. It's jail. Every jail should be the same. It should be nothing different. Man, first day you go to the crib. These dudes is just like monkeys. Everybody, like, they just everywhere. Like, they just in your ear. They bothering you. Oh, where you from? Oh, I like your shoes. I'm gonna take your shoes. Like, yo, bro, back up off me. Like,
it was a whole different vibe.
Yeah, we talking about the adolescents because I was at 74.
They was on you.
Yeah, I'm like, first of all, you 16. Like, what? Stop. Who you talking to? Stop playing me. So, I was getting a lot of stuff because when you like in law enforcement, you gotta be like perfect. Can't be. Somebody say S&D, you knock them out. Yeah. Because then it's like, oh my God, the world's in the front. But if you're a street dude, you knock somebody out for it. It's like, oh, all right, cool. You should have been talking like that.
Yeah, it's right.
So this is where the part where it's like, it's hard to do the right thing. It's hard because it's like getting tricked into doing what we consider gangster will make me lose everything. I'm going to lose my job for somebody that ain't even, like, not the disrespect, but somebody that ain't even finished high school. You know what I'm saying? So now I had to get pulled to the side a couple times. Shout out to like Big White. I don't know if you know Big White, DC, Stanton and them, and they pull me to the side. Yo, you can't act like that. They gonna trick you. They want free money. And when they see you like that, and they see you got that energy, they gonna get you every time. So you gotta chill. Gotta chill. And when I worked the Rikers and my mans, you know, I saw people from the hood again. And they be like, yo, bro, they want that energy from you. He's like, because I'm the type, I look for the CO that want to be Mr. Tough Guy or hot-headed. And, yeah, I'm going to get the bag over him. I'm going to wait for him to do something. I'm going to trick him into doing something stupid. So I had to learn how to
because, you know, anything you do to an inmate, just by putting your hands on them, just because on purpose, you get lawsuits and you get fired, all kind of shit, repercussions.
Yeah, you get in more trouble than them. I'm like, yo, they get to cut each other, do whatever, and nobody, they don't get nothing, no punishment, no nothing. That's crazy. I was like, so, but me, I'm just defending myself. It's like, you know, like one time, you know, I had a situation, dude, he tried to palm the top of my head. You my little man. Mind you, we talking about somebody, I think he was like probably like 18, 19. So him in the crib, they like, yeah, you here now, So I'm standing at the door. He tried to palm the, like, he like, you my little man. He tried to, like, I lost it. Like, I lost it, dropped him. They jumped me, whatever. And I got in more trouble than he did.
Wow. But so the unit, they jumped you?
Yeah, I mean, luckily I had my mans, you know, a few other COs with me. But yeah, we was all in there getting it on.
Wow.
And being that son, you know, unfortunately for him, he had noodle legs. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't hold it. So he dropped. I handle business. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it was. If I mean,
you know, at that point you lost it.
I had to, like, you know.
You know, he put his hands on you, so he, you know, technically it's like almost like he assaulted you real quick. He put his hands on you.
But they don't see it like that. Like for me, I'm from the hood, so somebody palm the top of your head, like, whoa, like that's an automatic no. You know what I'm saying? Man,
what the hell you think I'm your son?
But now when you get the civilians and people that they're like, oh, all he did was touch you. No, he did. Like, no, he just told me I'm his little man's, and he tried to palm the top of my head. That don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? This dude, like 6-something. Like,
he was a big kid.
Big, like 19-year-old.
After that, he was gonna have you bring sandwiches in and all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, and the crazy thing is that COs and inmates all got to go through the same thing of don't let nobody try you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Don't let nobody try you.
Well, you know, you're lucky that you had, you know, some thoroughbred. Let's just say that correctional officers that was there to pull you by who you know be commit. Yeah,
so
let's talk.
But you know, most of my time on the island, it was a lot of mentoring though. A lot of mentoring. You know, I saw the kids that, you know, that spent the night at my mom's crib. That's in my mom's crib. You know what I'm saying? Kids that rode in my car. Kids my little brother used to play football with.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you see all the young brothers that from the neighborhood because that's where they come from.
So you see.
And how long you was on the island for?
5 years.
Oh wow.
5 years.
So what building you worked in?
74.
The whole 5 years?
Nah, I was ESU too. So I was the emergency service unit. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was the, you know, those guys that, you know, come through, you know, ready to go.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody want. You know, ESU is just, you know, that's the squad unit.
That's the squad unit. That's the ones that go in there when it's like a riot or something going on for real.
So you know, everybody wants.
That's private. That's separate from being like a regular.
It's just a different unit. You know, it's like
you train different for.
You train different. You like it's like you walk in there, you straight handling business. Like I'm not talking.
Yeah, or when you on that.
Yeah, when you on that, there's no talking.
Yeah, there's no talking.
There's no talking. You do what I say, and if you do what I say, we can have a good day. If you don't do what I say, we having a bad day. And that's it. I mean, that's your reinforcements for when jail is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, of course, with like something going on, either they try to take over or.
So we are ready. That mean that they exhausted. All they means now it's time for us to step in. And when we step in, we not talking.
Wow. So you did that most of the time as well?
Most of the time because it was during COVID. And
it was cold.
Yeah, you doing 20-hour days, no sleep.
Yeah.
No sleep. And you dealing with, and the problem is that during that COVID time, you dealing with dudes because they don't want to lock in. They don't want to follow the COVID rules. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with just this dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then you have
So it must have been like very challenging for you.
It was.
Going from the feds where, you know, the majority or most of the guys in there, meaning like the inmates, the young brothers locked up or the guys locked up, they'll respect. They come to you respectfully and all that, right? They talk to you differently. And everything.
I mean, it was cool because I knew what it was. Like being a CO was like chilling on the block in the island. Like it was just like being on the block, fight gonna happen out of nowhere, But it's just
on the island, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So it was way different than when you was in the feds.
Way different. Yeah,
you was able to just be more relaxed.
Yeah, because
once you got to the island, you was at work every day.
Because the feds is the feds, so everything in there you knew what it was. You got your poker, you got your gambling house over here.
Yeah, you have everything
Everybody
going.
was chill. When you get to Rikers Island, you got the Bloods, then you got the sets that's living together. Then they up top said the Jets ain't no good. We can't live with the apes. Like you like, hold on, why we all fighting that? We was just good yesterday. Like, but you realizing that all this is politics. Politics, dude.
It's all jail shit. All ignorant shit.
Ignorant. It's
you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of ignorant politics, jail shit. You know what I'm saying? So you was 5 years is a little. So what made you quit?
I ain't quit. I always just wanted to grow. Like I always just wanted to just see how deep I could go with law enforcement. And,
you want to just experience it.
Yeah, just because I just wanted to see how hey, why they did this or why this was done this way.
Right.
You just want to know.
So and then you did the 5 years and decided you want to quit.
Yeah, I mean, because it was just I ain't gonna lie. Everybody tried to get out of there.
Yeah. Everybody,
and then I didn't want to leave, but I would talk to like a lot of the people that been there for years, like they're like, bro, get out of here. I'm telling you. I'm like, nah, but I like working. And they're like, nah. And then I don't know if it was God or what. It was a dude coming in the locker room. He like, I should have took opportunities when I had them. I don't know why I stayed here. Because you like, it's like you in jail too, for real. Like you do it, you can't do it.
You spend a lot of time in there. You spend a lot of hours in there every day. It's like majority of the time is you locked up too. Yeah,
and these inmates, it would be an easy job if the inmates were just chill. But you dealing with dudes that's just nagging all day.
No, it was different than what you came from.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of nagging, they try you all the time, every day. They
try you. You can't. The cell doors don't work.
Yeah.
So now when you a CO on the island, you can't CO the way they want you to CO. You got to CO the way you got to CO. Like, I bet. Y'all want to do this? This is how this is gonna run. Y'all violate today? We not doing this. Like, ain't no extra chicken today. Like, like you had to put on the boots. Like, all right, now I gotta act hood.
Yeah, everything is all challenging.
Yeah, you gotta act. You gotta be the street dude now. You gotta be hood. You gotta match their energy because they don't understand that. Sir, stop. Nah, you have to match energy. You gotta match it because that's the only thing they understand. Because if you talk to them, come on, chill. The way people think they need it. Nah, you gotta really, son, I'm not playing with you.
So you left there, and you got into a program. What you did right after that?
So I did that. I was a police officer for a little minute.
Oh no, talk to me about that. So you left correction and became a police officer.
Yeah.
How long?
3 years.
Okay. Where?
I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I did that for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, I mean.
How was that?
It was good. I mean, I understood a lot. You understand what the hood need to understand, like the stuff. Like when I used to think I was getting just picked on and stuff like that. Like you realize, like, nah, that's not what was happening. If you live in an environment where it's gun violence, what the cops gonna do? Because you got people complaining, oh, we got gun violence in the neighborhood. What the cops' job is to.
I mean, everybody got their job.
Everybody got their, but the hood, I realized.
I mean, the hood is always gonna go against that. They're not.
Because they don't understand.
They don't want to see it.
Yeah, you don't understand it, right? It's like the dudes, like when we young, we hanging out on the project staircase, but you ain't realizing that people taking a complaint to the precinct saying, yo, I got these dudes hanging out on the staircase every day. They in the way. I can't get up the stairs, the elevator not. And guess what? When the cops come through there, it's like, oh, why y'all bothering them? It's like, nah. People bring complaints to the police, so once you learn.
And you doing your job.
Yeah, and I realized that us in the community, we just don't know how to deal with the police. That was just something I learned.
So you did 3 years as a New York City police.
Yeah, not New York City, but
okay. And then and then you quit.
Yeah, I ain't quit. I just, I wanted to start my own little security business. Did the TV show. I did the TV show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I did the TV show 60
That's
Days
what
In.
happened.
Yeah, I did the
So
60
you got
Days.
into the how you managed to get involved with that? Like,
I mean, shoot, you a CO on Rikers Island, everybody just like, yo, if you're an inmate or a CO, everybody just want to know that experience, like what it's like. Everybody want to get that Rikers Island different. Then, like my story different. The way I move, the way I operate, the way I think is different. I'm not just everybody's wrong. Nah, I know what the streets is. I respect what people do in the streets, and I understand some people's situations, and it is what it is. And then I come over and transform to this side.
Right, I got you.
Where I see, like, nah, bro, it's all of us. We all in trouble. You know what I'm saying? We all a problem. You feel me? So when you join the other side, because like when I used to watch the Khalif Browder documentary, when I watched it as a civilian, I thought the COs was the worst people in the world. Watching the documentary. But then when I watched it again as a CO, it's like, oh, nah, it ain't go like that.
You starting to understand it.
Yeah, so then, like I said, I got into the TV show. People reached out and like, all right, let's see how you do in the jail. I want to see how you operate in jail.
So then you guys yourself involved. You participated in.
Yeah, participated because I just wanted to show people like, yo, jail is
And
jail.
what was the name of it? 60 Days In.
60 Days In, yep.
And
Season 9.
Where you recorded that?
In Utah.
So you was in the jail in Utah.
In Utah, yep, Utah County.
What the
So I went to Utah County and
was it hot? I had AC and all that.
Nah, it was that jail was the most clean. I think that jail was the perfect jail. I think every jail should reflect off of that. I think the way
Why you say that?
Because they had every program.
Whoa.
The setup was good. Setup, I didn't feel like unsafe or nothing. Or maybe one time, and I think if you watch the show, I told the sheriff about his gates. Like, yo, you can't have handles on the inside of these gates. Come from Rikers Island and knowing how to move and stuff like that. Yo, you can't have handles because all I gotta do is tie my shirt up on this, and me and my boys could get busy and handle somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, but he had a program where he had. So if you watch the show, you see I was in the units for probably a couple weeks. Was in there. Then I moved to this thing called the job industry program, where you work. Like they take people from it's like a work release program. So they take people and put them out. They inmates, but they go out into society and work, like construction.
Yeah, they got them like in how you call that shit? They be having them in like out there in the field, like in highways.
They working like construction, like some of them working like
and
they working in like the adoption center for the pets and all that. Like they actually working like wear regular clothes, go out work, eat regular food, and come back. So I worked it. I was like, nah, this is perfect. But the problem is, and what's happened time to time again, you've been to Rikers Island like recently. You see all the programs they got. Yeah. So this is another thing. People they're not taking advantage of it. They want to they doing it for the wrong purpose. Cause I'm in there. I'm listening to what they saying. They doing it so they could.
A lot of them don't even respect the programs that walk up in there. Yeah. They even chase them down. They be like, no, we don't want that. Get up out of here. Yeah. These guys be crazy with it. So, shit, I'm blessed. They love dog in the yard. I go in there, and I'm going this Thursday.
But because you know why? It's like dudes like you is like they gonna respect it more because where you. But and then dudes that's a working dude, like you had teachers, right? Like you don't really see a teacher, like what I'm saying. But everything is changing a little bit now, teachers is a little bit more in style,
Yeah, more hip.
Yeah, even a police officer or correctional officer, you talking, they ain't trying to hear you because they think you goody two shoes. Like nah, bro, I'm telling you, before you really get wrapped up in this, change it. Like hurry up and change it because they want to trick you to not getting these good benefits. They want to trick you not to get a house. They want to trick you like, come on, I just bought a 4-story house. Yeah. I'm working 9 to 5. A little extra. Everything is, you always could work and get a little extra. Start your business. Use your job to benefit your business.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of COs, that's what they do. A lot of them got armed security, design clothes, you know, cook, whatever they got
Yeah,
going on.
whatever
DJ
got
always
going
have,
on.
but that's how my
Absolutely.
family was. My uncle worked MTA, he was a DJ. You know, he hung out DJ Red Alert, he was running around going on tours. So everybody had, you always gotta have that second income, and that's okay. And that's what you
It's
get.
all right, man.
Yeah, it's the same thing as working on the block when you gotta do overtime.
Yeah.
And when you a CO for real, you don't even need a second job.
Yep.
Because you work so much overtime, you making enough money.
So 60 days in. How was that, man? How was your first day in?
My first day was cool. I mean, like I said, nobody, like I was ready for it. I'm like, I bet I know I'm gonna get pressed
So
out.
you was pressed. You was amped.
Yeah, I'm like, I got this. Like now, you know, now I get to
Did
do
they
everything.
pay you for that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know, it's TV. You on A&E TV.
Yeah.
That's a national TV.
Yeah. So
You
they,
know.
so you was in jail for real.
I was in jail for real. The cameras is there. Not, you know, it's not set up to where like people could notice it, but the cameras is there. So you in jail and that's it. Like you in there. We all know if something gonna happen to you, it's gonna happen quick, and there's nothing you could
so
do.
what were you in jail with? Just the people that they picked to do the show,
You in
or
there.
you was in jail with regular
Regular people. Felt like I was in Central Booking all over again. Crackheads,
And
everybody.
So what people in there asked you what you like?
Yeah, they ask you, they like, yo, where you from? You know, I'm from,
No,
you know.
like what you do, like what you got you in here for? That's
Yeah,
what
you know,
think.
that's everybody thing. And then the energy was different. You know, like I'm from Brooklyn. Like, you know, our energy, you know, New York energy is just always
Yeah.
different. So as soon as you walk in, they're like, what you doing out here? You know, I had a good little story, you know, so it was believable a little bit, you know what I mean? So, but they ain't check
you
me.
with a little story, yeah.
Yeah,
While you
no-
in jail and all that,
Yeah, you know, but they wasn't on no New York time, like, you know, walking Rikers Island.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yo, where you
yeah.
from, bro? What you
Yeah,
doing here? Like,
yeah,
nah,
yeah.
who you know? You know, they wasn't
Nah,
on
it
that.
wasn't like that.
Nah, cause it didn't
So,
happen. But I was prepared for it though. If it
You was
did,
in Utah,
yeah, Utah
in
County,
the county jail,
county jail,
and you did 60 days.
60 days, full
Did
60.
you see any fights? Anything crazy?
Nah, these dudes was just chill. Like everything was respectable for the police. Like everything. These dudes wasn't like nobody else. You know, when you go, they like, nah, fuck that. I ain't locking in. And if you watch the show, it's a dude named Fabian on there. You know, he came in there with that energy. Like I'm gonna do whatever I want. Yeah, I'm gonna show him how to make a bang. You know, I'm like, yo, you better chill. Like I try to tell him, like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
chill. Like this ain't the place for that. Like
Like this is real.
they going like the CEOs had on cowboy boots and cowboy hats. Like, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, don't do that here. Like, chill.
My man,
like,
you gonna get lost up in the system.
yeah, you know. So, but he came in there with that energy and they broke him down. Any CEO could break you down for real. Like but that's any job. Like anywhere you go, anybody that got control over you, they could break you down. We already locked in 20 hours a day. Well, while I was there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Shit, but being in Utah is even more.
you know, you in a
crazy.
pro police state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't no activists coming to save you.
No,
ain't none of that.
ain't
This
none
is
of
where
that
they,
shit.
if you could quit crime, they not gonna play with you.
So the SEALs and everything didn't know that you was there for 60 days.
They ain't know.
And you successfully did the whole 60
Successfully
days.
did 60 days.
And what you doing now?
Right now, you know, doing armed security business. You know,
How's it going?
definitely probably about to get back into law enforcement again. You know,
Okay.
skill because you know my mindset and my training feel like I could impact a lot of people and things like
Yeah.
that. So, and that's the goal. You know, try to impact people and change the narrative a little bit.
So do you have to take the test again, or
Yeah, you know, you gotta go through the process and everything like that.
Okay.
You know, but you know,
you good? You young? You can do it.
yeah. Nah, of course, I like the job. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's what
Because
I'm
it
saying.
kept me in tune. You know, I stayed with the streets, and I still was able to keep in tune with the young boys. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, boys, and you know, you just tell them like, yo, bro, it's good. But and I realized, bro, in the hood, bro, everybody need the police, bro. You need them, bro. And I don't care.
I mean, you know, if we didn't have no police, it'd be probably crazy.
That's
out
what
here.
I'm saying. Like the
So law
amount of-
enforcement is needed. You
But
know.
think about everybody in jail. You in jail because of somebody that put you in there. It's not really the police. I mean, unless you was like a drug trafficker.
I understand what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
It seems just this the way we it's our mindset. It's your mindset from the hood where you
Yeah.
think anything that happens it's just the police is the bad guy.
Yeah, the police.
But it's just throughout the experience in the history of mankind, you know, the police have a bad history of also being abusive towards, us.
But
And throughout the years, you see all these things happening, which, CEOs killing inmates. You know what I'm saying? You got, CEO or police killing kids from running. Like you got so people from the community, which is us, we getting our people getting their feelings, because it's like we all raised together, so we all like family. We all live in the same community, the same hood, right? So it's like if your child gets killed by the police, he was running away, and whether he was stealing a car, who gives a fuck? And he was just running, and the police kills him. So it's like, you grow that animosity. The hood doesn't. It affects the whole community.
Nah, it do.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely
Because the whole
do.
community is like, what? They killed whose kid?
Nah.
John? Whose kid they killed? Oh my God! And they all knew. So that kid and it's just history of that shit. So,
that be the thing. Like, everything is wrong, and I always say wrong is wrong and right is right. But when we in the hood and we watch our friends get killed, that was running away, that was trying to get away, he get his brain stomped out. He trying to get away from these dudes that's just chasing him for a sneaker.
No, I understand that. No, of course that. No, we know that police. Listen, me as a guy that come from the opposite side, I have realized that it's a job. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't abuse your job,
Can't abuse it.
it's okay.
Right.
And things are a little bit. I mean, it used to be a little bit crazy back in the days. I think things are a little bit more tight in regards to the law. We got the body cameras now. I mean, even though you see the crime happening and it's like more out there because we got social media and you can hear about it more, right? So, and throughout these couple last years, the cops haven't been getting a good look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what brings animosity with the community.
Yeah, because
You know what I'm
that's the
saying?
thing. Like, sometimes it just be because everybody, it's just like it's the wrong people. You don't know, like, it's a mistake. You can't make a mistake as a cop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but we not perfect. We all human beings.
But people don't think that, because it's like, and I know the situation you talk about. You see it, like, dude jump out the car, gun fall out supposedly. Like, I don't know this whole situation, gun fall out. Other person saying gun, gun, gun. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't know the full story. Still details coming out. So it's like, I don't know. That was just one of those situations. And
what? It is sad for both parties. What I'm saying to you.
Both. Yep.
So
That's
in
what
that
it is.
situation,
Very sad.
both parties loses because he lost his son, and then the law, which the blue. They lost too because they lost a fellow officer. I mean, he wasn't doing nothing to nobody. He wasn't even like he wasn't even the guy that killed your son. He was just a random guy that was wearing the same uniform that we all wear. That's our job.
And that's the most scary.
And so it's really, it's sad for both.
Sad.
Because they both lost. Everybody's in their feelings, and at the end of the day, no good is gonna come out of it. No good.
And that's why people need to, you gotta tell your kids, yo, listen, I will do anything for you. Don't go out here and be stupid. Don't do nothing crazy.
I mean,
I'm not saying his situation per se, but
in general,
just in general, you know what I'm saying? Cause
teach your kids these things.
Yeah, because
teach them. Listen, man, police come, put your hands up. You know what I mean? Up in the eye, up in the air.
Don't even move.
Don't run. Don't nothing. Don't do nothing. Don't funny shit. You itchy in your eye, your left side. None of that. Get your hands high, keep them high, and ride with the punches.
Yeah.
I mean, all we could do is teach our kids. You know what I'm saying?
Kids. And the crazy thing, let me tell you something. And that my little brother know everything, right? Like, for me being alone, like, cops come around, do this, do that. Because I had an aunt, she was a cop too, and it took for her to tell. Because I used to get pulled over, like, oh, they bother me because I used to pull that car too, black. And one time, she just like, yo, you gotta stop being so combative with them. Like, just turn on all the lights, keep your stuff in arm reach where they could see. And she taught me that. You know what I'm saying? If you got 10 on your car, roll down all your windows, turn on the lights. She taught me that, and then now I'm teaching that to my little brother.
No, you spread that because it just makes the job easier for everybody. Like if you know the cop is gonna stop you and they stop you, put the windows down real quick.
But then you got the cops that, like my little brother was outside drinking a slushie in front of the crib. He get me on the phone. I'm like, yo, what's up? They like, oh, he outside, open container. He's like, yo, I'm drinking a slushie. They going in.
Yeah, you know, you
know
have
what I'm saying?
those.
So you got
had
those-
those cops.
Yeah.
Those the ones you gotta watch.
And those the
You know what I'm
ones.
saying? 'Cause those be the ones that be dangerous.
Those the ones
You know
that
what
want
I'm
to be
saying?
tough guys.
That want to know, and they wind up killing the wrong person, the wrong innocent
For a
guy,
slushie, you know what I'm
innocent kid.
saying?
Yeah, it should be whack as fuck.
Yeah, it's corny.
So, you know, we just listen. It's just this is life, man. You know what I'm
It's
saying? We
life.
just got to make the best of it and live. And you, what you do, being that you're going back to law enforcement, you just try to always change the narrative.
That's it. That's
You know what
my
I'm
goal.
saying? Try to always represent. So when they see you, you know, they respect you because you there to serve the public. You feel me? So not to harass the public. You know what I'm saying? You're there to serve the public.
And when I was doing it, it's like, yo, I'm putting my life on the line for people's stuff every single. Like when people call, like it's like, yo, your car got stolen. You want me? They use guns and everything, and I gotta go get it back for you. But you don't even like the police. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like that's crazy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you know, situations be happening. They call the police, and then you get there like, hey, what's up? What's the problem? I don't even want to talk to y'all. Y'all took forever to get. Like it's like, you know, it's like I don't
Yeah,
even, that's
just-
why I don't even like the police.
But
It's
that's
like, but
just
you
the
called me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you know, that's just the community, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just the community, man. We
Yeah,
come
just,
from,
just
man,
like when you
know.
a CO, the dude that was talking the most shit
Yeah.
to you, he get cut.
Yeah.
Yo, CO.
Yeah.
What happened? It was after me
That's
5 minutes
just the
ago.
way it goes,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it ain't
Hey,
gonna
listen,
be no
man.
fit.
My thing to you is keep doing your thing. Live,
Nah, I
you know,
appreciate it. I
live.
appreciate it.
Keep you know, you showing a good example for the younger brothers out there that you don't have to, you know, necessarily go to jail to become something great. You can always, you know, learn from those around you, the mistakes that they had done. You know, your uncles, your aunt, your father, your brother, whatever, whoever.
Learn
You
from-
know,
learn
your
from.
friends, those around you that did whatever time. You know, and just listen, stick to your goal. You know what I'm saying? Don't be ashamed if you want to be a correctional officer, police officer, and all that, man. Stick with it. You know what I mean? Like, don't let nobody guide you in any different direction. I even tell my own kids. I got one of my kids. He's like, yo, I want to become a CO and this, that, and that. Yeah, and I'm like, yo, do it. So get on that because that's what you need. You need that's good
And that-
benefits.
And now, like your kids say your kid get on a job now, and now they like, yo, pop, yo, this dude just spit on me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like, who spit? You gonna be like, who spit on you? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's the thing. These dudes, they be thinking, oh, just because I'm in a uniform or something, like you could disrespect me or like, and you don't know who.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even know who you disrespecting. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they look at you different. You know, trust me, you ain't gonna win.
Yeah, no.
If you go against the law,
You ain't
you know
gonna
you're not gonna win regardless. So no matter what it is, you could have been right, wrong. You're gonna lose. So best thing is just to avoid any conflicts with the Lord, with the police. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it. You know,
And,
nowadays, you know, everybody start like they pull the phones out, put all in the, like it's just like, oh
Yeah,
nah, nah.
it's you know because people want to be secure.
No, I'm
They-
talking about
they-
the people that don't like. It don't even be a situation going
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
People just
yeah,
doing corny.
yeah.
You know, what I'm saying? Being
we
corny.
live in the world changed. So
Yeah, you know what
don't
I'm
worry
saying?
about that. You got to be able to accept that the world changed. It's different now.
Yeah, it's
You know,
different.
this ain't 20 years ago. This ain't none of that.
Cause your era, you know, my uncle, y'all, you know, you grew up in my uncle era. Y'all era was, yo, police come around, we out. Yo,
Yeah, of
police,
course.
yo, police over there, yo, we going this way. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Now this generation, if police come around, what happened? Why you bothering?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
nobody, you know
Yeah,
what
it's
I'm
a whole
saying?
different. Like I said, we living on a whole different time.
You know what I'm
man.
saying? That's why, like, you know,
My thing to you is
you gotta
what-
be Uncle Pete. You know, that's
Yeah,
gonna start
yeah,
calling. You
yeah,
gotta,
yeah.
you know, you gotta tell a young kid, yo, bro, yo, get it, like, yo,
Yeah.
this is
No,
what
which
it
I
is.
do. I do.
You
I do come around and tell them, yo, man, forget about that. You don't want that. Don't be looking for drama with the cops. You know, it's no reason not to like the cop. He never did
Yeah,
nothing to you. You don't know them. You know what I'm saying? Something happened to you. Who you gonna call? The cops. So you know, and I try to, you know, teach brothers and stuff like that, like, you know, morals and principles. You know
And
what I'm saying?
mo- and
And to respect. You know what I'm saying? You get respect. You get respect. You know what I'm saying? So
That's it.
I tell everybody I tell all the young brothers all the time that now when I go to Rikers Island, I tell them now, I say, listen, you want to get respect from the CO, you got to get respect. And I
That's
also
it.
tell the CO as well, listen, You have to give these guys respect in order for them to respect you. You know, and I managed to, like, you know, ease things around, easy. You know,
and that's the thing about being a CO on Rikers Island. That will humble you and prepare you for, like, if you do go into, like, the police, like going into the street, it will humble you because you have to have respect for these dudes. Because if you don't, you're gonna have a problem, like, because ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't no backup like that, like where you know you got a partner now. You by yourself for real. So if you see every CO on the island is like mad chill, like nobody really broom up the ass type. They all chill because we all gotta stay here together. I gotta stay here with these dudes. So yeah, everybody gotta have that respect. Like, all right, listen, do you want to do this?
Everything in life is respect, man. Whether you're an inmate, whether you're
McDonald's, wherever you at,
respect.
Like, look at MTA workers. They can't even do their job sometimes because they getting disrespected. It's like, yo, you got to pay. I ain't paying shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go through it. Everybody go through it.
So,
you feel me?
Anyway, with that being said, right, I want to, you know, first and foremost, man, keep doing your thing.
Nah, I appreciate
it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know, keep living as an example for the younger brothers out here, you know, and the sisters.
I'm trying to give
you know
what my uncles taught me to them. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and you doing it. You living it. You living it. You ain't trying it. You doing it because you have done it. Man. You became a CO. You became. You was in the feds. You was a CO. You was in Rikers Island CO. You was, you know, law. You was a police officer. Now you going back. I mean, you doing. No, what you want to do is what's making you. What's going to make you happy. Yeah. Listen, that's it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And my thing to you is, and this episode is to encourage those brothers out there to let them know that you could come from Bed-Stuy, you could come from anywhere and still make it. You know what I'm saying? If you can still make it, you can still go out there and have a good job and get money. And it has to be drug money, it don't have to be outside money, it don't have to be robbery, it don't have to be none of that. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be slow sometimes, but
and that's it.
It'll pick up. Trust me, it'll pick up.
And with that being said, man, I want to thank you so much for coming through, man.
Absolutely,
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you taking the time.
You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the Yard.
Yes, sir.
What up? You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. I want to first and foremost thank Qwell. Keep doing your thing. Appreciate having you, brother. You living as an example for the young brothers and sisters out there that you can do whatever you want to do, regardless of where you come from and your background. And with that being said, you already know it's your boy Pistol.